Hey there, YouTube land, and today I'm doing my complete documentary collection. As you saw last night, if you watched the video, I did my complete horror Blu-ray collection. So this is going to be my complete, well, kind of complete as much as I could find around right now of the documentaries that I've got. I'm going to be able to go through these just a little bit better than I did with some of the horror stuff because there's not as many of those. So we can actually take our time and look at some of the stuff I got, and I'll give recommendations on which ones you should pick up, and maybe I'll recommend a couple features along the way. First one that I don't have out, but it's on the, if you buy the Val Lewton Horror Collection, there's two versions. One has a documentary on it. It's a really good documentary. And the other one comes with an extra documentary that's done by Martin Scorsese, which I highly recommend. If you're a fan of older horror movies at all, if you're a fan of Val Lewton and Jacques Tourneur and stuff like that, definitely check out that set with the documentary and with the extra documentary. Go for that one. But first off, we have I Heart Monster Movies. I think this was more of a I picked this one up in Ontario. We had to spend the night in Toronto, and we're walking on Yonge Street, and went to this record store, and he had a bunch of movies and stuff. They had some pretty cool, different, unique, rare stuff. Some stuff that I wish I'd gotten. But I picked this one up by Independent Media Distribution. I hadn't heard of it before. And basically, I go to a lot of conventions, and it has a lot of the convention guys on. You can see Tom Savini and Doug Bradley and Sid Haig, Linnea Quigley. And I haven't really sat down. I gotta be honest, I haven't sat down to watch this one yet. It's one of the ones that I got at around in the time when I'd been gone on for the convention, so I came back with a lot of stuff. So I really got to sit down and watch this. I love these type of movies, and I know it runs about 75 minutes long, so it's got to be fun. Next up is one that I love, and I've owned 2 or 3 times, and it's Going to Pieces. Now, there are some people that were not fans of this one. They thought it didn't get in depth enough into the slasher genre and stuff like that. And I call bull on that, actually. This is a really, really good slasher documentary. I just throw it on every once in a while when I just want something to watch. I really enjoy this. The slasher genre is probably one of my most favorite genres of film of all time. I just really like slashers. And this, has... Did it say much or anything really that I didn't know? Maybe not really, but didn't matter. It was just it's just a really good movie. It's really fun. I've read the book a few times by Adam Rockoff, and if you haven't seen this, really check it out. It's a really great documentary. Next up is one that there's a better version of this one out now, but I still really enjoy this one. It has some really interesting stuff in it, and has some great features that I really like. And that is His Name Was Jason. I love the case on this one here. It's the 2-disc set, the 2-disc splatter edition. There was a 1-disc edition as well. Go for the splatter edition. It's really worth it. The extra features are really cool. The Man Behind the Mask is it's probably my favorite feature on there. Extended interviews with all the people that play Jason. And that's where you get the Steve Dash, Warrington Gillette controversy being talked about. So I won't go too much in this. If you've seen Crystal Lake Memories, it's a much better documentary. I don't have that one yet. I've seen it, but I don't own it, unfortunately. But I do have this one here, the first one that came out. I think Tom Savini hosts this one as well, which is actually pretty cool. It was okay. The documentary stuff was probably the least of this, but the features were really great. This is worth owning for the extended interviews alone. When it comes to really well done documentaries, Shout Factory did an amazing job with the Psycho Legacy. Incredible documentary. And this is a 2-disc set. I gotta open this one because it looks so brilliant. It talks about the whole franchise. I love the fact that it's got 3 hours of bonus features, Psycho reunion panel, tour of the Bates Motel, revisiting Psycho 2, shooting Psycho 2. Talks about the entire series of films. There's the 4 Psycho films are at the time, and of course, I think they actually even mention Bates Motel with Bud Cort. So it is truly ultimate retrospective of the most influential horror series of all time. I wouldn't say, I'm not sure it's the most influential horror series of all time, but is it a great documentary? It's an amazing documentary. If you've picked up the Psycho 2 and 3 Scream Factory, uh, Blu-rays that are out there, and I strongly recommend that you do, or DVD, whichever one you want them on. Uh, Pick up Psycho Legacy with that. It's a great, great companion piece. What is by some until the Friday 13th came out, considered to be one of the greatest horror documentaries of all time, is Never Sleep Again, the Elm Street Legacy. I've got the DVD collection, Elm Street collection. I've got the Blu-ray Elm Street collection, and they're great, and they have some great features. But the ultimate feature for any Elm Street fan is Never Sleep Again. Should be in every horror fan's collection. This is just an incredible one. I actually, when this came out, it didn't come out around here, so I had to order it from away, and it cost me like $35 or so. Now you can get it here on Blu-ray and everything. But I love the way this is done. I love the art on the discs. It just goes in depth with every film. I think probably Part 2 was one of the most interesting ones to hear about. But I love the fact it goes over two discs. It's just like 240 minutes long. An incredible, incredible documentary. I actually bought a shirt to help this one finance at one point. This was one that was done in Montreal, and it's called Under the Scares. Now, again, it's another one where they talked guys from the, I'm guessing talked to them from the cons and stuff like that. We talked to people like George Romero, Herschel Gordon Lewis, Debbie Rochon, Tom Sullivan. There's some short films on here as well. Incredible stuff. Don't you just love this cover? This is an amazing cover. I remember seeing this, the poster for this, like hyping this one, about a year or so before it came out. I think they're actually still filming it, and the poster was made. I bought stuff off of the table of the people that were making the movie in order to help finance the movie. Kind of like I did this year when I went up about the shirt for the Evil Dead documentary that they're making right now. So hopefully I'll be able to pick up that one too. But I really want to get into this one. I watched it one night when I got off work, and I was really tired, so I just passed out before I got 5 or 10 minutes in. I meant to rewatch it again, but I really got to do that. This was at the Spasm Film Festival. I think they actually put it out. It's great stuff. Spasm is a film festival of short films, horror films that are done in Montreal. Next up is one that took me a long time to find. Originally, I saw it at Walmart. I'd picked it up, and I'd lost it in my move because I ended up selling 90% of my collection. I was able to find this on Kijiji from a guy that was selling off a bunch of really kind of cool stuff, and I've always loved this documentary series, and I'm really proud to have it again. That's the 100 Years of Horror, the complete collection, hosted by Christopher Lee. 5 discs, just some really great documentaries on there. Dracula and his disciples, Werewolves, Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff documentaries, Witches. There's one on Scream Queens. Incredible stuff. Really, really seriously recommend you pick that up. Here's one I found. I thought I had, and I looked around and realized I didn't have it. Looked through my, because I got an app with all my DVDs and Blu-rays on it. So, because I knew I had it at one point. But anyway, wanted to get it again. Found it at a Piper's for like $1, brand new. And that was Stan Lee's Mutants, Monsters, and Marvels. Of course, 2 complete features on one, and Creating Spider-Man and Here Come the Heroes. A really cool documentary. Basically, it's a sit-down interview between Stan Lee and who's talking with Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith's, of course, a huge comic book geek. There's some great stuff on here. If you're a comic book fan, this one has been in your collection. Kevin Smith wears his fandom on his sleeve, and I like that. Next up is actually a very cool documentary if you're a Comic-Con fan, and it's Comic-Con Episode 4, A Fan's Hope. Really well done. Was extremely surprised. I watched this on Netflix and didn't expect it to be as good as it was, but it was. And again, this is by Morgan Spurlock, the guy that did movies like oh my god, there my head is going. Super Size Me, and the one that I watched sell this movie or something, which is really good. Next up is probably my favorite documentary. And I don't know why, but I watched this one over and over and over and over again. I have seen this documentary, no lie, more than 50 times. And I watched it on before it came out. I saw a DVD-R copy of it, and I watched it on Netflix when it was on there. And then I finally found a copy back when Blockbuster was still open. And that is Not Quite Hollywood, the exploitation documentary. Really good. I can watch this one I can put this one at any time, no matter how many times I've seen this. I can just sit back and watch it again and again and again. I have not checked the commentary on this one, which actually might put some more like watchability of this one if you can get more watchability. This is a great documentary. I mean, this is an amazing documentary. There are ones that I still want to get, like Machete Maidens, but this one, amazing. Next up are some more of my classic documentaries. This is one, Ancient Greece, Gods and Battles. I love the History Channel documentaries. Again, like 5 discs, there's 9 documentaries on this one. We got the Greek gods, Gods and Goddesses, Last Stand of the 300, Decisive Battles, Marathon, Decisive Battles. We got the Troy, the Passion of Helen, Battles BC, Judgment Day at Marathon, Battles BC, Alexander, Lords of War. Battles BC is actually a really cool documentary series that they did. So it's nice to have some of those on here. They're all slim case, but they come in like these really nicely done. I'm a really big fan of History Channel stuff. Anytime I can find on some of their sets for decent prices, I try and pick them up. I got The Real West, Cowboys and Outlaws, another History Channel Classics one. Great stuff. And we got the Texas Rangers, Buffalo Bill, Wild Bill Hickok, the Legendary Cowboys, the James Gang, Jesse James, Hidden Treasures, The Law, From Behind the Tin Star, The Guns That Tamed the West. Really great documentaries. Again, 9 documentaries on 5 discs. Extremely well put together, well done. The discs are always high quality. Anytime I can find these for a decent price, I just snap them up. Those, unfortunately, are the only 2 of those big ones that I got. I also do have the History Channel. Actually, it's not another one. The True Story of Che Guevara. This is the guy from the shirt. That's what he's known for. That's what they say. No, it's a great documentary. He's actually a revolutionary. Check it out if you haven't seen this one. It's a really great one. Again, History Channel documentary. I love History Channel stuff. Next up is the other big one I got. Another 9 for my History Channel. Clash of the Gods. This was the first one that my better half bought with me, actually. This was before we moved in together, I think. But we used to watch this. They had, like, Zeus was a really good one. There's Minotaur, Medusa, Beowulf, Hades, Tolkien's Monsters, which I think is what she got it for. But Zeus was my favorite on this one here.
Got it for the Greek mythology.
Got it for the Greek mythology? I like the Zeus. Zeus was my favorite on that set. Next up was one I recently picked up. I haven't had a chance to watch yet, but here's a fantastic documentary. Again, put by Shout Factory, puts out a lot of these great stuff. The Night James Brown Saved Boston. I mentioned it on here before, basically, right after the assassination of Martin Luther King, the day after James Brown sang, and the city of Boston didn't burn down. Definitely something to check out. I don't think we've watched this one yet. We have watched the other one, Legend, the Best of Bob Marley and the Wailers. Basically, it has a concert of Marley on here, plus has a 90-minute documentary, which we got to check out. My better half's a huge Bob Marley fan, but I think we do have the definitive Bob Marley documentary. It's not this one. Here's one we picked up. We bought a box of like movies. We were like just selling some stuff off, and we didn't have enough to like. We were going to go to like a flea market thing, and I had like some stuff I wanted to get rid of, and then I saw an ad on Kijiji, and the guy had like 150 or so movies for like $25 or something. Basically stuff to sell off really fast. But this was in the box with it, and it was a Newfoundland documentary that we kept because my better half went to school for marine biology, and it's Newfoundland Aquilus, and I'm not sure. I don't know. Have you watched this one? You haven't watched it yet. It's but it was Newfoundland made, and some interesting stuff that I kind of want to dive into. But it's from the Newfoundland Sea Cold Ocean Imaging, so it'd be worth checking out. Hind loves sharks, and Shark Week is a big deal here in our house. So whenever I go to a store and I see Shark Week videos that are on for a good price, or they're in We go to Dollarama when they're on there in the $5 bin and the Blu-rays, whatever. We got Shark Week, Ocean of Fear. This has 3 on it, including Worst Shark Attacks, Perfect Predator, and Shark Tribe. I picked up this 4-disc set, Shark Week 20th Anniversary Collection. Love the way that this one's done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 shark documentaries on here. We got Air Jaws on here, Air Jaws 2, Prehistoric Sharks, Future Shark, Bull Shark, Jaws of the Pacific, Shark Bite, Surviving Great Whites, Shark Hunter, Chasing the Great White, Shark Attack Rescuers, Shark Attack Survivors, Anatomy of a Shark Bite. There's a lot of stuff on here. Really cool stuff. And we love Shark Week. It's a big deal here. We watched Sharknado and Sharknado 2 in a row. This one was a part of a set that came out for an Amityville set. And I got the new Scream Factory Amityville Blu-ray set that came out. So I didn't need the Amityville movies because that was kind of like double dipping. But the 4th disc on it, I did need because it wasn't the documentaries weren't transferred over. And they had 2 really, really good History Channel documentaries on the disc. So it had Amityville the Haunting and Amityville Horror Hoax. There were 2 documentaries on the History Channel. Came on this extra bonus disc with the set called Amityville Confidential. So if you ever get a chance to get this one on its own, and you've already got the Scream Factory one, definitely do so. These aren't on that edition, and there's the only way to get those documentaries. Next up is one I recently picked up because I watched it on Netflix, and I really, really enjoyed it. I knew as soon as I started watching, it was like 10 minutes in, and I was like, I gotta own this documentary. I have to own this documentary. And it is Room 237. I love this documentary. There's another one, and I've got to get it. I saw it on Netflix when we first had it, but it went off like back in the day, when Netflix was taking stuff off on a regular basis. They still do it, but it was a documentary about Bigfoot and all people that were chasing Bigfoot. I don't own it. I really, really want to own that one. But this one is kind of like that. Has some kind of interesting people that have unique theories about the movie The Shining. Room 237 is a must-have. If you like documentaries, if you like a little bit of fun with your documentary, Room 237 is really cool. Some of the theories that they have for The Shining, oh my god. The Shining was Stanley Kubrick's Stephen King adaptation. It was a great horror film. It was not a great Stephen King adaptation, and I kind of think some people were shocked that it wasn't exactly what they had thought it was. And in their blind love of Kubrick, they started to come up with theories of what the movie is really about and how it's much deeper than we think it is. But then again, there are people out there that think Kubrick filmed the moon landing, so yeah. Speaking of him, when I first got a satellite, there was when I first started to notice the pay channels, they did like this 99-cent thing for like movies, and one was like did all Kubrick stuff, but they showed for 99 cents a Kubrick documentary, Stanley Kubrick Life in Pictures. And after I saw that movie, I was looking for the documentary forever, and when I finally found it, I snapped it up like right away. And this is an amazing documentary of an amazing filmmaker. Kubrick is definitely a tortured genius. This runs 142 minutes long, and honestly, it just flies by. There's not a boring moment in this movie. It goes through all of his films. It's another one of those that I could put on at any time, just watch, and just be engrossed until the whole thing is over. I've watched this thing. When they showed this, basically, it was like 99 cents, and it was going for the whole day. And I watched like 3 times during that whole day period. For a 142-minute documentary, I watched like 3 times. And it made me want to go and get it on everything Stanley Kubrick. And now there's a big Stanley Kubrick set coming out on Blu-ray. Oh, man. I just wonder if it's anything new. Does anybody know if that set has new stuff on it, that Blu-ray set, the Kubrick set? Because there's a lot of Kubrick I don't know. Stanley Kubrick Life in Pictures. Strongly recommend it. Here's one that I haven't checked out yet. I haven't even opened up. But I got it in basically from the guy that I bought the whole collection off of. And it's narrated by Johnny Depp, and that is Gonzo, The Life and Work of Hunter S. Thompson. I'm a huge fan of Hunter S. Thompson. Of course, if you watch my channel for a while, you know that what I did in school originally was journalism. And this guy here, Hunter S. Thompson, was a major factor in me doing journalism. Hunter S. Thompson and G.B. Trudeau were the two people that were my idols when I went into to do journalism. G.B. Trudeau was the writer of a comic strip called Doonesbury. And not only that, but he's also the guy that helped get Ollie North put on trial. Uh, but Hunter S. Thompson was just an incredibly unique journalist. This is a guy. He ran with the Hell's Angels. He did it all. And there's like been movies on him. Where the Buffalo Roams with Bill Murray was about Hunter S. Thompson, and Fear and Loathing. Is it Fear and Loathing? Fear and Loathing Las Vegas is with Johnny Depp playing Hunter S. Thompson. Just an incredibly influential guy that has meant a lot to a lot of people. Unfortunately, he's passed away now. I like movie documentaries, and had to pick this one up. I was up in Ottawa, and we found this store. It's an amazing store. 4K Cinema HD will love this store, as with anybody that likes genre stuff, because it was all genre stuff. And one of the documentaries I found there, and I couldn't believe it, was like $2, and it was like an IFC Presents documentary on a decade under the influence. The 70s films that changed everything. An incredible documentary. IFC puts out some really great stuff, some fantastic documentaries. Definitely want to own anything IFC. I go for. Next up is another 70s one, because I like film. 70s is a very unique era in the film genre, in film in general. And Easy Riders, Raging Bulls is a great documentary on 70s filmmaking. But not only that, there's this edition here is the one with the second disc, and the second disc has a bunch of mini documentaries as well. Like on Robert Altman, Hal Ashby, Peter Bogdanovich, George Lucas, Sam Peckinpah, Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, just a bunch of Dennis Hopper, just a bunch of people that were like huge and relevant in that decade. Next up is one that I found really fun. It's a 2-disc documentary, and it's hosted by Patrick Stewart, and it's MGM When the Lion Roars. Basically, it talks about the start of the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer Studios. The films, basically, as it says, the start of Hollywood Empire. It really is. There's some great stuff on here. If you're a fan of the classic films, this got to be in your collection. MGM With the Lion Roars. I think they showed this on TCM a few times. I love this one. A very unique documentary, and one that I was kind of interested in getting. I got it at the same time that I picked up a Criterion that was not a documentary, but it was kind of like a collection of videos by this group. And this was put up by Cinescope and Think Films, and it's awesome. I shot that. So basically, it's Beastie Boys. They had this concert, and they gave like cameras out to the crowd, like basically, was it 50 DV and HI8 cameras to the fans, who shot this movie here from like the different angles as they're watching the concert. Basically, they're shooting this concert here. Really cool. You got to see this. It's an amazing experience. It was a great idea. Something that could have went off badly, but they got like different alternate angles and stuff here. It's really fantastic. This is one I had no idea about, but my dad found it for me and recommended it. He ended up giving me his copy, and it is the original Witch's Dungeon, a kaleidoscope of classic horrors. And Witch's Dungeon is this like kind of like this ride. It's like theme parky place, a museum of like Hollywood horror, classic horror. And you get to see like a tour of the Witch's Dungeon in here, but there's also a documentary on it as well about the whole about it. We get like Sarah Karloff, Christopher Lee, Bela Lugosi, that's his son, Tom Savini, Dick Smith, Ron Chaney, Lon Chaney's son, June Foray, Basil Gogos, of course, was the artist that did the covers for the famous Monsters of Filmland. magazine, and of course, good old Zachary himself, the one of the great horror hosts of all time. Really cool, actually. If you ever get a chance to check it out, it's really worth checking out. This one is it's a unique type of, I guess we could call this one a documentary. Yeah, it's like different people's thoughts on the or Waltz with Bashir. I actually haven't. I was recommended this one to check out. It's a kind of a unique documentary on the Israeli. I think it's the Lebanon War. It's kind of animated, but I haven't checked it out yet. I still have to watch this one. I'm hoping it'll be good. I am unsure. Next up is the Salem Witch Trials History Channel. Like I said, I like these History Channel documentaries. I found this one in Stephenville, which is close to my hometown. I went to college in Stephenville, and there's this old pawn shop there that has like a bunch of movies. Like they have stuff there that you never find anywhere else. But I had to snap this up. It was during the Horror Globe thing of last October. Horror Globe's a channel that I'm a part of. We always come out around Halloween time, and we do horror movies and stuff like that. So I planned, but never got around to it, to doing this one, like to watching this one and basically doing a review of it on the channel. I'm probably going to do that this year for Halloween, because there's a few cool ones I want to watch. The Salem Witch Trials is pretty cool. Next up is Gettysburg. I got this one recently. I love the 150th anniversary commemorative, and apparently this came from Gettysburg. The guy that did it, I was like, this guy was like a collector of like Civil War stuff, and he was having like a flea market. This thing was unopened. He just like got it, never watched it. So I kind of wanted to check this out. I'm not sure how long it is, but you know, it's got a 90-minute of the charging, entire 90-minute pickets charge battle. So I guess the when you know they do the reenactments and stuff, the charge of Gettysburg and stuff like that, and like on-screen interviews, extended interviews. So it should be interesting to check out. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. The cover alone, just I had to get it. Next up is another one that I picked up at the same time. I got the Salem Witch Trials one at the same place in Stephenville, and I really got to check this out. It should be a very interesting documentary. It's by PBS. PBS puts out some amazing stuff. I actually supported PBS a lot when I was a kid. I would give money. Unfortunately, I didn't give the $75 that got me that disappearing TARDIS mug that I used to drool over so much when I was a kid. The Donner Party, a film by Rick Burns, who's a pretty cool documentary maker. This is part of the American Experience series that PBS does. If you know what the Donner Party is about, well, you know, it's not exactly the most upbeat or chipper documentary, but it'll be really interesting and really engrossing. I want to sit down and like do a documentary night during the weekend and just like really get engrossed in some of these things again. Next up is one that was getting the first thing I ever got when I came on here on YouTube. I never forgot it. A great commenter on here called Todd E. Walnuts. And if you haven't checked out his comments and stuff, like reading down below, he makes really good comments, and is a great follower of the channel. He sent me something, and he said he was going to send me something. It was going to be a surprise. He asked for my address. And anytime I get something from anybody, I'm blown away. This was like something huge for me. It was Synapse Films. It's a .com exclusive, so it came from Synapse actual website, and that's kind of like blew me away. It's like the definitive document of the dead, filmed by Roy Frumkist, and I really love this documentary. I have the Ultimate Dawn of the Dead collection, and it has a version of it on here, but it doesn't have this version, and it's not on Blu-ray. This is like a Blu-ray disc that contains the original 66-minute 1979 version of Document the Dead, as well, like exclusive to this Blu-ray. There's a big photo poster. It's just an incredible documentary. There's auto commentary on here as well. Strongly recommend it. If you get a chance to pick this up, it's really, really good. Again, thanks, Todd. This is amazing. One that I got from my better half, but I totally fell in love with because it's something that we both really enjoy. And we really enjoy monster movies in the old classic style. We're not big on CG, but we do like this stuff here. And it's Ray Harryhausen, special effects titan. This is an incredible documentary. Arrow put this out, and guys, pick this up. I mean, this is really amazing. Look at the cover on this one here. It's an amazing slipcover. We didn't know there was going to be a slipcover with it. We were very impressed actually, and the documentary is incredible. The special features on this are amazing. We watched this in one night, loved it. We watched the movie, watched the features. Uh, Something that we can go back and watch again and again. Ray Harryhausen's an amazing special effects artist. He worked with the stop motion animation movies like Clash of the Titans, the Sinbad films, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, Came from Beneath the Sea. What's the one called? Man, it's killing me now. Jason the Argonauts, Golden Rush, Sinbad, stuff like that. Really great work. The Medusa right there. I think this may be our only documentary thing that we got from so far from Criterion, and it is Science is Fiction. 23 films by John Penlevy. 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 Okay. Really cool. It's kind of like a documentary type films, like short documentary films done by this French filmmaker. Some are more science-ish than others. Some are kind of loose science, but I guess science at the time as what was that. I mean, it's like really great to see like some of these early things. Like these were done like, oh my god, what year were these done? And this comes with an actual documentary about the filmmaker himself. But we're looking at like films that he did back in the 1920s and like from 1920s to the 1950s and 60s. Like 1927, The Octopus, Sea Urchins, How Jellyfish Are Born, Liquid Crystals. Just really cool stuff. And there's 13 on the first one, 10 on the second disc, and the third disc is a 169-minute documentary on the guy himself. Incredible stuff. Next up is one of my prides and joy, my documentary collection, and that is my first Draft House Films. TJ Piermer will be proud of me. A Band Called Death. I'd seen this in the store so many times and really wanted to pick it up. Really wanted to buy this one here. It looked so interesting. And finally, I managed to go out, and the guy was selling his entire collection. This was one of the movies that was there, and I snapped it up immediately. Love the way this is done. This is a really cool, really thin case. But the Draft House Films have really unique stuff. They always have a secondary cover, kind of like that you can use, and a free digital copy, which hopefully did not get used right there. But A Band Called Death. And I trust you guys not to use that one. This is the one we watched, actually not that long ago, and my better half said this is definitely the definitive documentary on this artist. It is incredible. She was blown away. 144 minutes long, and she was not bored for a second. Marley. We rate this one extremely high. There's some great features on here as well, but it really goes in depth on his life and lets you know really the man behind the music. A couple ones we grabbed when we got the 3D television set. We got IMAX Deep Sea 3D, which was kind of like a cool little kind of a documentary, kind of a show off for the IMAX 3D. IMAX Hubble 3D, not as good, but in 3D wise, but it was not a bad little documentary thing. We got Shark Week, Jaws of Steel collection. It's the 2 Blu-ray collections. Got 8 Shark Week ones on here. Even got a Cash Cab Shark Week thing going on, and really big fans of that. We also grabbed up Shark Week Restless Fury, another 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Shark Week documentaries. Great stuff. And of course, the Greatest Bites collection. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Shark Week one, and it had like 3 episodes of Dirty Jobs, which is a show that my better half likes a lot. And they had a couple. They had one here from MythBusters, and I really like MythBusters, so we both got some cool stuff out of that one. The one we picked up, we haven't even watched this one actually. It's not even opened. But we got it from a guy. Literally, this kind of fell off of a truck. It's IMAX to the Arctic. I really want to check this out. I heard some great stuff about this. My better half is kind of like nervous about checking it out because there's some like pretty harsh struggles for the polar bears in this one here, and she's very much an animal lover. So for her, it's a bit of a hard watch. This actually includes the bonus 3D version. I didn't know that. Okay, I don't look at the stickers now. So I bought this a few months ago, and I'm just now realizing that there's also a 3D version out here. It's got a Blu-ray, DVD, ultraviolet, and a 3D version as well. So, sweet. Gotta check that out. That's my documentary collection. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. And it went 34 minutes, Dean of DVD, so get that treadmill workout. Thanks for watching, and for me right now, I've been waiting to drink that tea for 34 minutes. It's time for tea, and I kind of want to watch a documentary. I really kind of do.